Parliament says Deputy Speaker Lechesa Tsenoli will act as National Assembly Speaker until a new Speaker has been elected by the House. It says the date of the election will be determined in consultation with Parliament and the Office of the Chief Justice. This comes as President Cyril Ramaphosa has appointed Thandi Modise to replace Nosiviwe Mapisa-Nqakula as Defence and Military Veterans Minister. Now, the appointment has also raised questions around the issue of separation of powers, as the National Assembly Speaker will now be serving in President Cyril Ramaphosa's cabinet. Now, let's discuss this further. We are joined via Skype by political analyst Dr Dale McKinley. Dr McKinley, thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.
All right, so much to unpack, and of course this reshuffle by the president has received some mixed reviews, but perhaps take us through how this process is to be interpreted and is to unfold, as it were, as the Constitution is clear on who can remove the Speaker from office. It's certainly not the president.
Well, no, but I think there's a bit of a semantic confusion in this regard. So the president did not remove the Speaker of Parliament. He basically, under the Constitution, Section 91, in terms of the presidential powers, the president has the power to appoint any MP as a minister. So it doesn't matter whether it's an opposition MP or a ruling party MP, he or she has that power. So that's exactly what President Ramaphosa did. And as a result of that, then Thandi Modise, in this case, has the option of saying, yes, I agree, or I accept that nomination, or no. And once she does that, or once that person does that, then they have resigned from that position. And then, as you mentioned, the process of parliamentary reselection or re-election of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker will then take place. So I think that there is no law that has been broken, and certainly there is no, I don't think, any issue constitutionally with what has happened. But what it does raise, and I think the reason why the question is being asked, is it raises the issue of, well, if indeed, as the third sort of
all right, we seem to... Dr. McKinley,
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Now, please continue, sir.
Sorry. Yes, I was saying that even though I don't think there's anything constitutionally suspect about the move, what it does raise is the question of whether or not the political appointment of a Speaker of the legislature, who is the head of the representative form of our democracy, is a good thing, and it doesn't raise a conflict of interest. I think that is a legitimate question to ask, but no, in respect of the rules and the Constitution, nothing has been untoward in this process.
So, in other words, when the question is then asked, was the president acting within his powers when he did, in fact, appoint Ms. Modise? Your answer is, well, in this case, yes.
Yes, according to, I'm not a constitutional lawyer, but I think that if one reads the Constitution fairly specifically, there's two sections of the Constitution that apply here. The one is Section 91, which I mentioned, which is the presidential powers, and the president is given the power to appoint any MP as a minister in his cabinet. The election and re-election of the Speaker of Parliament. And that's exactly what is being done. I think it might be needed to be revisited. Yes.
Dr. McKinley, your network is quite bad, but let's see if we can just continue with this last question. Just talking about the cabinet reshuffle, as it were, what do you make of the president's decision to move state security agency? Was this move reactionary, as we've seen the agency come under fire for their inability to act in time during the violent protests we've seen in the country recently?
Well, I don't think I think most people would probably consider it to be an
All right, we are going to move on from that interview. That was political analyst Dr. Dale McKinley. Unfortunately, the network there is quite bad, but we'll see if we can revisit this conversation around the recent reshuffle of ministers in the cabinet.